now. There we go. So last time, um, we have our boy Luka, who is under an investigation, or he is conducting his own investigation on the mystery of this town. Some people want to apparently kill him. Many people, including his own grandma. Maybe. Definitely some hazmat people want to kill him. But he has the assistance of his best friend, Rolo, and new friend, Beck, which we have found out on separate timelines that they will stick to him like absolute super glue. Even through a nuclear fallout, they will be extremely loyal to him, which I think is the last thing that we did. We might actually have to see that again. But we're still trying to find out how we can actually save this town and to not die of one, our grandma exploding the town, maybe, and two, I think the secret companies are trying to destroy this town very, very slowly. So we'll see. Let's find out. Do we have audio? Oh, we don't have audio, but I know why. Oh, hell yeah. There we go. So, we did this last time. This was the very end of our last session. So, Luka and Rolo were fighting because on this timeline we decided to stay with Beck, who which caused us to lose track of time and not spend time with Rolo, and he got super upset. They had a fight for days until they realized, hey, you know what? We love each other so much as friends. Let's just hang out. Let's just forget about the fact that my grandma's probably trying to kill me. Don't worry about that. Oh. Wait.
Before they could react,
there we go.
It encased them in ice. Two boys, reunited by friendship, only to be cruelly separated by a malevolence beyond reason. And so, our story ends on this melancholy scene.
Huh, that's funny. So what's supposed to happen is you're supposed to see them in completely encased in ice. Pretty much an explosion that went off and pretty much froze the entire town, I assume. Someone mentioned this in the last session, but we were talking about how, or they mentioned how the town feels like some kind of like Fallout town, and I'm like, huh, you know, it kind of does. And now it really is a Fallout town.
In a silent treehouse turned statuary, in a town brought low by its secrets, sits a pair of friends, alone, together.
They're alone together, but at least they very love each other so much.
For the rest of time. The end. No, that can't be the ending. It simply can't.
It's very poetic and beautiful.
I won't accept it.
But no.
And I hope you won't either.
No, this cannot be the end.
There are more endings. More possibilities. I can feel it. We are just going to have to sort through them all until we find the one that fits.
We're just gonna have to keep digging around until we could find something else. So we did find a couple of charms, right? Which helps us change the story on some points. So we can do this. By the way, I was looking back at this and I realized that I think this entire left branch is probably the canon ending, like what's supposed to happen all the way through. But we have to work our way to get to that, to complete the branch on the left. That's what I'm thinking. So I'm going to start by doing the one that we haven't done on the right side. So this is on the timeline where Luka had to go alone, meets Beck. Wait, is this the one where he had to go alone? Yeah, I think so. He had to go alone. Meets Beck, and then we had to run away to the tree house with Iggy. Because we realized that the company Perennial Harvest are a bunch of scumbags, and we tried to fight them. It was no good, so we're gonna have to flight our way out. Luka drew himself up and decided to take the only option they had left. Right. So I remember it's I forgot the guy's name, but it's him and his clipboard henchman. We are surrounded. There's no way out. It's just me and Iggy, so we're gonna have to run.
Luka drew himself up and decided to take the only option they had left: flight. He squinted down the barrel of the mission control defense cannon, aiming it through an opening in the dense tree branches. He looked up with surprise as it struck true and taut.
Nice, we got a zipline. Wow, I can't believe that worked. Hey, Mr. Kerr. We'd love to hear your thoughts, but I'm afraid we have places to be. You know how it goes, man. Come on, Iggy. See ya, jerks. See ya, scumbags. Huh. Fine. We know where that leads them. This way, we'll take the tunnels.
Luka and Iggy winced as they sprinted through the thicket.
Good job, Luka.
The branches clawed at them, reluctant to give passage. After what felt like a marathon, Luka stopped in his tracks as they reached the clearing. What the? That was all he was able to say before Iggy slammed into his back. The boys tumbled down a steep decline and crashed with a wheezing thud on a surface as hard as ice.
Oh boy.
In fact, it was ice. Chapter 5. Signs. They stood silently, catching their breath. The sky was like sapphire. With each breath, a plume of steam escaped from Luka's lungs. Let's keep moving. Luka pulled Iggy to his feet as they gazed across a snowy terrain.
Wow, that's a very different change of pace. Like, change of setting, scenery. Huh, that was actually pretty badass. I think we lost them. Are we up in the mountains? I don't think so. If anything, we went downhill. Then what's up with the Winter Wonderland? All I know is that there's no going back the way we came. Let's see if we can get our bearings. Follow me. Yeah, it was like... Wait, yeah, what the hell is this? This is supposed to take place in the middle of summer. I guess we'll find out.
A disc of smooth metal was lightly covered in snow. 2 faint seams were visible along the surface.
A manhole cover? If it is, I've never seen one like it before. I guess we'll go this way. Luka, are you there?
Luka had almost forgotten the walkie-talkie he was carrying.
Oh, right, I forgot. This is okay. So this is the timeline where we, Rolo and I went to the factory together, right? And we found a hazmat suit guy, and we decided to run away at different times. So we ran away after Rolo ran away. but we never found him again. And we found out that he is taken. He's kidnapped. We don't know where he is. He's underground somewhere. It's that bozo Kerr. I hope nothing bad has happened to you out in those woods.
Luka looked at Iggy with hesitation.
Not yet. It hasn't. No need to be rude.
With a resigned sigh, Luka responded.
It seems like the only dangerous thing in the woods is you. Hey, Spakes! It's the young man of the hour. It's my boyfriend. Now, how in tarnation did you end up with one of our radios? Just lucky, I guess. Oh, wait, no, it's not Rolo. It's Kerr. It's Kerr. Right. I'm an idiot. I thought Iggy was telling Rolo, oh, hey, yeah, it's Kerr. He's an evil guy. But it's actually Kerr speaking. Boy, howdy. You Van Horns are full of surprises, aren't you? You knew my parents. Oh, I've never had the honor of meeting your father, but your mom was sure a handful.
Luka winced, shoving the walkie-talkie back into his pocket.
We gotta keep moving. Gotta find a way out of here. So it looks like we came this way, right? Like the skid marks and everything. What's the readout? Sitting just above 258 Kelvin. That's down a bit from last time. Should we report this to Mr. Kerr? Still within safe ranges. It may be spreading, but it's under control for now. Even a small nudge in the equilibrium could cause a cascade. Dude, relax. Just a few more sites to hit before we could punch out. Let's get this over with. Just do it. What's all this? Hard to say with all the snow. Is it old Beacon Pines? I think it's a town sign. I can almost make out the letters under there. What town could this even be? There couldn't be another town this deep into the Weepwood. I'm looking at evidence to the contrary. Let's figure out what we're dealing with. I just realized it's like the same area as the actual Beacon Pines sign. Step 1, snow's gotta go. I'll see what I can do. We honestly just need like a rock or something. Oh. It's old Beacon Pines.
Stared in disbelief at the sign that now clearly read, "Welcome to Beacon Pines."
This doesn't make any sense. We're in Beacon Pines? How's that possible? We ran away from town. How did we get back here? I guess we got turned around? Where did all the snow come from? Well, it's been colder than normal lately. There's a pretty big difference between sweater weather and this Arctic hellscape. By the way, it's supposed to be summer. The puddle we fought at before, it was cold too. Maybe all of it leads to one source? You think it's related? What the hell is going on? We're gonna get you some answers. Let's just keep moving. So one of two things. Either they did actually circle back, but I guess this was around the time where Grandma actually decided to explode the town. Or this is old Beacon Pines. This was when this was when Valentine died, and Perennial Harvest had to clean up some stuff around here. They deliberately destroyed what was actually Beacon Pines, forced everyone to move out for a week, cleaned up the place, and then literally moved the town elsewhere. Be like, yeah, this is Beacon Pines, you guys. This is where it was the whole time. Does stuff look familiar to you? It looks like the barrel near the puddle. I may or may not have kicked your face into. Yeah, shoved me into, yeah. By the way, I'm really sorry about that. I did not know that charm was supposed to lead me to do that. By the way, you did have this coming, so, you know, tough shit. Anyway, let's keep going.
The fencing glistened, each chain link encapsulated with a translucent layer of ice.
Looks like the stuff they put up around Weepwood. The stuff who put up? I don't know. Oh yeah, that's actually the same kind of fence. It's all frozen.
Looking down at the frozen stream, Luka could faintly see a school of minnows encased in the ice.
Whatever happened here, it happened fast. The fish didn't have time to run. Or, you know, swim run. Oh, okay, yeah, okay, this is the town. On to the right is the town center. This is Perennial Harvest right here. That's where this pig guy usually sleeps. Yeah, so this is the actual town. Grandma nuked the town.
The crunching of footsteps trailing Luka went hush. He looked back to see Iggy's face twisted with confusion.
Everyone's gone. What? There's nothing here but snow. There must be an explanation for all of this. We have to keep looking. You can look all you want. I quit. Iggy, we gotta keep moving, though. We gotta keep going. You don't get it, do you? This isn't one of your pathetic Hank Atomic stories. We aren't going to save the day. We aren't even gonna save ourselves. My face is mangled. The town is destroyed. And everyone we've ever known is gone. We don't know that. I mean, we kind of do in a different timeline, but don't worry about that. We don't know that. You just can't quit. Do whatever you want. I'm done. No, it's Iggy. It's gonna be okay. Just because there was a nuclear fallout that happened doesn't mean that you have to act like it. Hey, FaZe. My streams are cursed. What? You're watching you're watching my FF7, and the power kept going on in your house. Oh, damn. I was wondering where you were the other day. Yeah, I made a bunch of progress there last night. But don't worry, the VOD's still there.
He let out a long, foggy breath.
Also, yeah, we're living in post-Fallout Beacon Pines.
Faintly, Iggy began to cry. Seeing Iggy in such a pathetic state gave Luka a sense of compassion, and more than a little guilt.
It took me this nuclear blast to realize that maybe I was a little tough on you, Iggy. I'm very sorry I pushed you into radioactive slime and turned you into a half monster creep thing. Whoops. It is getting pretty late, I think. I can't tell. It's always like, it always feels like mid-afternoon here. Probably not a great idea to stumble around in the dark anyway.
Luka allowed himself to collapse next to Iggy.
Oh, you're just gonna... Let's just rest for a bit. Not out there. You're gonna freeze to death.
The boys huddled together for warmth and comfort. If not for exhaustion, their minds would be racing. trying to make sense of the events of the day. As it was, all they had energy for was to sit in silence, numb.
The way the snow covered everything over, it's kind of calming. Yeah. Ugh. I haven't had time to say it, but thanks. Huh? For getting us away from those creeps. I sorta froze back up there. No, Iggy, I should be the one apologizing. If it weren't for the fact that I pushed you in radioactive slime, you actually would not need to be here. Then again, neither would I. This all happened because I lost my temper. Nah, that's bull hockey. No, it's not. This is all my fault. I mean, not the nuclear winter part, but still, you being here is my fault. First of all, you didn't know what that gunk would do. I kinda did, but let's pretend I did not. You didn't, right? Of course not. What? Gunk? No. Mutations? Fast forward? Time thing? No. And second, stop with this baloney about losing your temper. But I did lose my temper.
Iggy motioned sarcastically to his half-deformed face.
Yeah, sorry I turned you into an X-Man. Not even a good X-Man. Obviously. That's exactly what you should have done. Huh? I was being a horse's ass. You were supposed to be a horse's ass in response. That's how it works. So are you saying that you literally deserve this? Great, so my conscience is clear. Iggy, I'm having a hard time following. You wanted me to fight you? Of course. Jeez, you goody types take forever to understand this very basic point. Why would you go around saying cruel things trying to get into fights? Do you like me?
Iggy shrugged.
It's something to do. Damn. I didn't realize that, okay, so last time I was like, oh man, we had a good moment with Rolo. Oh man, we had a really good moment with Beck. Like, either one of those two could just take Luka and be his, like, his OTP and stuff. Now we got Iggy as part of it. Damn. You're an asshole because you're bored? Yeah. Sometimes I just feel empty. You wouldn't understand. You and Rolo are always having a blast together. Laughing and calling that dinky little treehouse mission control.
Iggy now wept openly.
Perfect little Luka Van Horn. With his perfect little life. My life is not perfect. My dad's gone. And my mom is also pretty much gone. Everybody in town likes you. Not everybody. Hell, that new girl hasn't even unpacked yet, and she already likes you. I know, it's crazy, right? We have this sick-ass chemistry. I like it. I think Beck is my favorite character so far. But you got Tish, though.
He wiped his nose with a sleeve.
I love Tish. Tish is great. But she ain't actually the world's greatest conversationalist, you know?
Luka gave a warm chuckle.
And Luka now makes fun of Tish, going, yup. I get that impression.
Iggy cleared his throat as he wiped his eyes.
Huh. It must be raining out here. Definitely. It's always raining when I feel very emotional. Somehow the rain always hits my eyes first.
Iggy arched into a wide yawn.
Ooh, we should probably get some sleep. Yeah. Let's lay low for now. Tomorrow we'll get to the bottom of all this.
Luka's eyelids began to slowly drift shut.
Hey, Luka? Yeah? I always did want to see the inside of your dinky little treehouse. Oh, so what'd you think? Not bad. Hey, I'll give you the full tour when we get back. Wow, we're making friends left, right, and center. You know what? Huh?
That's all Luka could whisper before succumbing to sleep. Iggy snuggled in some more.
Ooh. When it comes to the worst days of my entire life, this one wasn't half bad. Man,
The house smelled of warm bread.
Luka is just getting all the boys and girls. Luka's an OG right here.
Luka was playing with toy blocks.
Sorry,
on the
he's a
living
true
rug.
G.
He looked up to see his parents on the couch.
He gets to snuggle, chill, and have moments with pretty much anyone of his age.
His mother held his father's head in her lap. She idly stroked his hair while humming a song. A voice behind Luka spoke. "This is how you remember them, huh?" Luka turned to see his own face. The doppelganger from his dreams, still
he's
clad
back.
in a yellow hazmat suit, still carrying a look of disdain behind empty eyes. Aww, look at this perfectly cozy scene. You know it wasn't really like this.
Oh?
The figure picked up a toy block and inspected it. It's amazing the facades that one can build given the right materials. Not that I blame us. These are a child's memories, all warm and fuzzy.
Oh, is this assuming that Luka is intentionally forgetting some key moments?
You don't remember, do you? Luka snatched the block from the figure's yellow-gloved hand. Remember what? The doppelganger pointed to the couch. The last day we saw him alive. The day he chose to abandon us.
Yeah, he's a player still playing with blocks. He's a player that has a treehouse. He should be spending his moments inviting all the boys and girls into that treehouse to play.
Luka turned to look at his father, still lounging on the couch. That's not true. He didn't abandon us. The doppelganger waved his hand dismissively. Everything is true here. It's just a matter of what we choose to see. Let me show you. The world flickered and pulsed. Luka was
Ooh.
sitting next to his bed, listening to his heartbeat with one of his dad's stethoscopes. The doppelganger limped into the room. No, we both know that's not how this went. He grabbed Luka's hand and guided the stethoscope to the floor. Luka heard muffled shouting, brought close by the stethoscope. It was his parents, fighting.
Oh yeah, he's intentionally forgetting stuff.
Do you remember what we did next? Luka gave a slow nod and crept down the hall to peek through the banister. He could see the outline of his mother at the bottom of the stairs. Damn it, Walt. We can't afford to get involved in this. She was scared. His father stepped forward. What am I supposed to do? Just watch? There's a sickness in this town, and we both know who's behind it. I swore an oath to help people. I won't turn my back on them. Luka's mother grabbed Walt. She was crying, pleading. I can't lose you. Walt calmly removed Eleanor's hand from his shoulder. What's right is right, and what's wrong is wrong. I could never live with myself if I let Sharper get away with this.
Sharper.
Eleanor raised her voice. Spare me your bullshit platitudes. What about our son? Luka flinched, dropping the stethoscope down the stairs. Walt turned with a panicked smile. Luka, is that you, buddy?
Uh-oh.
With tears in his eyes, Luka descended the stairs. Mom? Dad? What's going on? Walt dropped to a knee to meet Luka eye to eye. Nothing, buckaroo. Your mom and I just got a little overexcited is all.
Yeah, we're hiding the fact that we may be involved in a very huge conspiracy, but that's not something you have to worry about right now. Maybe in a little while after I die.
Luka placed the stethoscope against his father's chest. His heart was
Oh,
racing.
that much he remembers.
It sounded like you were going somewhere. Walt gently removed the device from Luka's ears. Listen to me, Luka. I have some business to take care of. I'll be back in time to tuck you in. Luka hugged his father tightly. Promise? Walt stood up and walked to the door. He glanced over his shoulder. I promise. With a wink and a grin, he put on his hat and strode out into the evening sun.
Oh, and that's actually really sad.
A figure approached soundlessly from the foggy snowfall.
Who are you?
It stood above them, lingering in contemplation. Slowly raising one hand above Iggy, it snapped out 2 brisk raps on his head. From a deep slumber, Iggy sprang up defensively.
Get your hands off me.
Whether it was the calming presence or the recognition that he was not in danger, Iggy felt his clenched fists lower.
Hey, cool rat kid. Just what do you think you're doing?
Luka looked up, gradually remembering his whereabouts. The figure exhaled a cloud of warm vapor.
What? Oh, right, I forgot. My parents died. Alright, right, we're here. What's going on? You two certainly have caused a lot of commotion. What's that supposed to mean? Hey, take it easy, Iggy. We were asleep minding our own business. You're the one running around knocking on people's heads. I'm sorry I hurt you, Iggy. You didn't hurt nobody. Anybody? Huh? Oh, I see. You think you're better than me, you weird rat kid.
When it came to complete strangers, Iggy had trouble cobbling together an insult.
You can just say weird rat kid. There you go, that's an insult. You big-headed, scarfy-necked furball. It's like we're all furballs. What are you talking about? Yes. Alright, let's lower the temperature a bit here. Interesting choice of words. I mean, let's just all calm down, you know? I know we're all freezing, but still. Who are you? A friend. An observer. A hitchhiker on the infinite expanse of possibility. Okay, but seriously, who are you? Great, so how about a name? If you must call me something, you can call me Nat.
Iggy huffed with gratification.
How about you make like a gnat and buzz off? Haha. See what I did there? Very well.
Nat began to turn away indifferently.
Wait, hold on. Do you live here? You might say that. So, do you know where we are? You might also say that. Look, pal, we just want to find a safe way out of here. You gonna help us or not? Before knowing how to leave, one must know where they are. Alright, that does it. Luka, here, hold on to my gloves. I'm gonna beat some sense into this punk. Oh, whoops. I thought I was gonna make a choice here. Should I let Iggy punch him, or should I not let Iggy punch him? Luka, I don't know about you, but I'm getting out of here one way or another.
Iggy turned sharply and began to stomp off.
Alright, enough of the riddle. I mean, we still have to look at the rest of the town. We haven't even gotten to the center yet. Hey, Iggy, wait up.
Realizing he'd worn their patience then, Nat relented.
Very well. I suppose this isn't the time for metaphors. I mean, your town's all... the entire town died, so might as well. I'll show you how to get back home.
Luka and Iggy turned around with hope in their eyes.
Come here.
Nat took a deep breath in.
Close your eyes.
Nat exhaled slowly, then snapped his fingers.
Okay, open them.
For a brief moment, Luka and Iggy let themselves believe that some great magic was about to unfold, until they opened their eyes and found themselves in the exact same place.
Yeah. It's like, you are home. This is it. Everyone died. Sorry.
Cold and disheartened.
This is your home. This is Beacon Pines. Look, Nat, I don't know how we got here. Maybe we stumbled through some time travel gate in Weepwood? Or we teleported to some alternate universe? Or this was all just some cruel experiment by Kerr and his goons? I mean, it's possible, you know. We have radioactive, time-altering goop, so this is not, like, too far from that. This is nonsense. This wouldn't make sense. This is like episode 210 of Hank Atomic. Survival of the coldest. This is not our home. You're inching closer to the truth. Alas, the reality is much less fanciful. Just give it to us straight. So be it. As I said, this is Beacon Pines. The original true Beacon Pines. Yep, this is home. You both grew up here. But the town you've called your home for the past several years is a replica. A remarkable achievement of engineering, to be fair. Oh, okay, yeah, so it is, it is a duplicate. But a replica nonetheless. So yeah, I'm right. It is, when Valentine died and the town was going to shit, when the awful foul harvest happened, the town was going to shit. That's when Perennial Harvest made everyone move out for a week so they can clean up. But the cleaning up was just moving the town literally like a mile over, the same exact town, and they closed this entire section off, making sure that no one finds it. That's impossible. It's too much work, not for a multi-billion-dollar corporation. You need a whole town to duplicate a whole town. Indeed. To pull off such a feat would require immense labor power. That which could be moved would be moved. That which could not would require a precise duplicate. We would have noticed. Someone would have noticed. You'd think so, unless the auditing was impeccable. A mind-numbing attention to detail. As for the innumerable trivialities which complete the tapestry, well, you could leave that to this miraculous thing we call a brain. It has a real aversion to discontinuity, a revulsion even. The brain has a wonderful way of soothing out the rough edges, keeping us sane. Yet Luka and Iggy looked around uncomfortably. So, you're saying that someone made an entire new town and moved us all, and no one noticed? Precisely. But why? Well, why is the one question that can never be answered with certainty. The best that we can do is uncover.
Nat narrowed his eyes, furrowed his brow, and uttered,
The source. Why'd you say the source like that? Why indeed? No, seriously, stop it. But why?
Luka began to laugh uncomfortably.
This this is all ridiculous. There's no way they could. There's no no, no. I don't believe it. No.
He looked down at his feet.
This can't be.
His eyes darted back and forth in contemplation.
Sounds like that Simpsons episode where the town fills with garbage and they had to move the entire town. Yeah. Actually, yeah.
With a sudden pain, a thought struck him.
This game sucks now because the Simpsons already did it. If this really is home, then Mission
He
Control
sprinted off into the pale distance.
or Grandma's house should be my house. Should still be here.
As Iggy turned to follow, Nat called out.
Iggy? It's not too late to turn back. Simply head west through Weepwood. He's going back to
Chapter
the
6.
old his house.
The source. Nat expressed his sympathy with a shrug and sauntered off as unassumingly as he'd
The
arrived.
Simpsons predicted this game. Yeah.
He'd given Luka and Iggy what they needed, and nothing more.
Thing with The Simpsons is that not only have they predicted so many things, like, on point for the past 3 decades, almost 4, I think, but they still have enough to go on to predict another few more decades, which is, like, insane. That show will never die.
As Luka sprinted across the snow, the events of the past few days became clearer, pieces to a larger puzzle. Rollo said he was underground somewhere, captured.
Oh, we gotta save Rollo.
Mr. Kerr tried to cover it up with lies. The clipboards were hell-bent on capturing Iggy. It all seemed to point to perennial harvest. But right now, there was one thing that Luka needed to know.
Where's my house? I think almost the entire team have PhDs.
Luka stopped dead in his tracks.
Another show the creator made, Futurama, that team had, I think it was like team of 10, and between them they had like 12 PhDs, something like that. Because for like almost each episode they had to write some kind of thesis around, they had to write for an existing thesis. I remember what's fascinating is that for one episode they had to patent their own thesis for I forgot what it was.
The tree was gone, uprooted and moved, leaving a raw gash in the earth.
They had to write their own thesis and patent it for some kind of theoretical physics for one episode.
He dropped to his knees and dug wildly at the cold snow.
Which is, like, impressive.
His numb hands hit something hard. A headstone.
Ooh, oh! His
A
dad!
dry whisper escaped Luka's lips.
You're here. All this time, I thought I was... Oh! Shit! All this time, I thought I was visiting you. But you've been here, alone, in the snow. Dad, I'm so sorry. They ruined your favorite spot in the world. Oh, that's crazy. So that means not only has he been going to an empty grave this whole time, but all his memories are fake. The lake that he goes to is fake. The diner that he helped his mom at is fake. I think maybe also the treehouse that he hangs out with Rollo in is maybe fake. It's all fake. That's crazy. That's insane. Our favorite spot in the world. Dad, what do I do?
There was no reply, just snow-covered silence.
Hey, why'd you give me the slip like that? What if I couldn't find you, you jerk?
Iggy finally noticed the tears welling in Luka's eyes and the snow-covered grave.
Oh. Alright, you're dead. Alright, yeah. Carry on. Iggy, they stole his tree, Iggy. Yikes, oof. That's an oof from me, bro.
Suddenly, they heard the crunch of approaching footsteps in the snow.
Yeah, Cloud Strife False Memories, the furry game, yeah. We gotta hide. Oh shit. 259k. Fall off distance, still good. Dude, did you hear me? I said 259. Sorry. You ever think about what we did here? We saved the whole town of people. Doesn't feel like it sometimes. Is one of the hazmat people his dad? What about everything we left behind? That's the grave of someone with a family. The people who love them will never know the truth. The truth is overrated.
He bent down to scoop up a snowball and lobbed it playfully.
Hey, don't be such a downer, dude. Hey, we took this job to change the world. Yeah. Come on. It's almost lunchtime. Wait, why did he sidestep out of here like that? Weirdo. Alright, let's go on a lunch date. Here I thought I was a jerk. These dinguses are out here literally dancing on graves.
Luka stuttered through heaving sobs.
Luka should be like super pissed right now and should like just charge on one of those guys and just beat him up. I thought I was visiting him. I thought he was with me. Not gonna lie, that's a bad break. That's a pretty tough one to swallow, my dude. Here's some advice.
Iggy gave Luka a solid smack on the back of his head.
Hey, who's any of this helping? What? Sitting here in the snow, crying like some pushover. Who you helping? Iggy, look what they did. They lied to everyone. Blah, blah, blah. Luka Van Horn. You're a lot of things, but you ain't no pushover. I mean, look what you did to me. What did I tell you before? When some jerk comes at you, acting like a horse's ass, I should stand up for myself. Well, you should be a horse's ass back, but okay. Hell yeah. Kerr and his merry little band of clipboards pulled off this switcheroo for a reason, right? Nat mentioned something about a source.
Luka wiped his eyes with a sleeve.
Whatever's at the source must be awfully valuable to Perennial Harvest. Sure would be a shame if something unfortunate were to happen to their precious source, wouldn't it? What do you have in mind? If it's small enough to steal, we'll snatch it. If it's too big to snatch, we smash it. What if it's too big to smash?
Iggy flashed a mischievous smile and cracked his knuckles.
I'm always up for a challenge. I'm gonna make this right, Dad. I promise. I promise. I will make things right even if I have to kill all of them. Let's do this. I guess, like, first things first, we should probably, like, follow those guys, huh? It can get awful cold there in those woods, Luka. Probably probably best you two stay put and conserve your energy. Help's on the way. Where's Rollo? What have you done to my boy? Where's my mom? Did you kill her? Oh, heavens no. Do I seem like a killer to you? You hired like 15 goons to catch us.
Iggy and Luka shared a skeptical look.
Yeah, even they're like, yeah? Yeah? Kinda? Well, do I? Do we even have to? Oh, shucks, now that hurt my feelings. Screw that guy. Fuck that guy. We should go follow the hazmat people. Wait a minute. If this is the original town, then that means...
Iggy darted behind a large pine and began digging furiously.
Oh, you left something back here?
He emerged holding a shoebox with a crude skull painted on its lid.
Oh, that's crazy. What's that? Long story. So, a few years back, I came into possession of some premium grade fireworks. Not the wimpy firecracker stuff they give kids. Like the real M80s, those big beefy boys. The good stuff, that good shit. So why'd you bury it under a tree? That's the long part of the story. You and Rollo were doing chores at Rollo's chicken coop, and you guys pissed me off for some reason or another.
Luka rolled his eyes with realization.
You did Fleming chicken coop? No, you didn't. No, come on.
Iggy stifled a chuckle.
Yep. I wanted to give you guys a little scare, but like I said, these were some primo fireworks. So I might have underestimated things. You blew up the chicken coop, man. Set it on fire. Flaming chicken coop, man. I prefer to think of it as an incendiary redecoration. That's pretty good. Sorry, but you should have seen the looks on your faces. Dude, Rollo got grounded for months. Which is why I needed to stash the evidence and lay low. See, if it weren't for pyromania, we would not be well equipped now, would we? So I buried them under that tree. But when I came back from later, they were gone. I figured some grown-up found them and tossed them.
Iggy triumphantly raised the shoebox.
Turns out, it wasn't the fireworks that got moved. It was the whole town that got moved. Unbelievable. Still, I'm upset at you. Well, we got enough firepower to kill a man. So that's something. Do you think that this is a game? Newsflash, boyo. You're not a hero. You're a little brat who's in way over his head. A hero is just someone who refuses to give up. Comics these days are rotting children's brains. Everyone thinks that they're a spaceman superhero. I was always impartial to Hank. Don't you talk shit about my boy Hank Atomic. Is that so? Do you really think you have a chance against us? You have no idea how powerful we are. We're money. We're made of money. Oh, well, prepared for blast off, loser. Oh, I've seen the screenshot before. But first, before we look into that big hole, Let's look around. Oh man, and the source of the goop was literally in the center of town. That's amazing. Crooked. Just like this whole stinking place. Hey. Oh, I could play Crooked Cop later. Which is that it? Do I get to play Crooked Cop later? Nope. It's probably for something else. All right, let's keep going.
Luka and Iggy inched up to the edge of the hole with bewilderment in their eyes. Arctic air breathed out of the cavern in heaving gusts.
Go. Whoa. Oh, that's cool. I can see why they wanted to move Saddle all out of town now. You know, this big gaping butthole of a town center here. Yeah, but why would they dig a giant hole? I think this is it. This is the source? It's a dang hole. How do we smash a hole? Iggy, I can show you many ways how you could smash a hole. The pull-out king, me, Luka Van Horn. The smasher of many boys and girls. I could tell you very much. Alright. Oh, it's much more than that, my annoying little friend. Kerr, where's Rollo? I wasn't lying before. He's safe. Well, safer than you two, at least. Drat, it's cold. You just had to drag me all the way out here, didn't you?
Mr. Kerr gazed down the abyss in contemplation.
It really is something, isn't it? What did you do to our town? What is all of this? Well, that's a doozy of a question. This is the source, where they collect the unrefined,
Kerr scratched the back of his head.
Honestly, boys, I don't understand any of this well enough to explain it. Fact of the matter is, I'm not paid to know. What do you mean you don't know? Ain't you in charge? Oh heavens no! My role is merely to flash a winning smile and manage various complications. Complications like us. You are a smart boy.
His face contorted into a saccharine.
I can imagine like Kerr constantly smiling. Even if he's pissed off, I can always hear him smile. It really is nothing special. Personal. Really nothing. It's really nothing personal. Some people are destined to strive for greatness, and others are simply obstacles along the way. Seems like you were destined to be a creepy lackey. The point is, we all play our part in life. Mine just happened to be a lead in a role of a lifetime. And you happen to be extras, ready for your curtain call. We aren't giving up without a fight. We'll beat you, multi-billion-dollar corporation. Middle manager. You're winning. Your smile's not gonna be so winning after we're done with you. After we shoot you with fireworks. No, boys, there's no need for melodrama. It makes even a professional such as myself embarrassed for you. Oh. Let's change the mood a bit.
Kerr snapped his fingers.
Scene change, oh boys. Yeah. There, that's better. Deal with them.
Iggy turned to Luka with a sly glance.
Alright, Luka, you ready for this shit? We're gonna do this. Why are you smirking? Because I have a box full of fireworks, and you don't.
Iggy waved the box into the air, threatening to drop it down the hole.
I'll kill us all. I'll kill us all. I'll do it. Stop. Let's not do something regrettable. Joke's on you. Regret is one of my specialties. Out of curiosity, what would happen if I threw these in your precious hole? Damn. Oh, whoa, hey, whoa, Iggy, that's very explicit. Whoa, hey. Oh, you mean the hole? Okay, never mind. Nothing. Nothing at all. Oh, you're a terrible liar. Oh, you're hiding behind that smug-ass smile. I'll have you know. I'm an exceptional liar. Yeah, we know, dude. That's far enough.
Iggy plucked a single bottle rocket from the box and held it up with reverence.
I will kill us all. Stop, you fool. Oh, he's nervous. Oh, Iggy, you could kill us all if you wanted to. Call off your goons.
After a long pause, Mr. Kerr flung up his hand with frustration.
Very well. You can all head back for the night. It's been a long day. I'll handle these two from here.
Mr. Kerr sighed into the frigid
Oh,
air.
the fact that the clipboards walked backwards out of the scene is like the most terrifying thing. Oh, those guys are huge creeps. Okay, it's just us now, Iggy. You can put that down. What? Like this?
With a nonchalant flick, Iggy tossed the firework into the hole.
Oh, we're all dead. Ooh. Whoa. Look at Kerr. He's like, the fuck did you just do?
With a growl, Kerr leapt at Iggy, crashing through Luka.
Ooh. Ooh.
Iggy tried to twist away, but in the struggle they both tumbled over the side. Luka dove forward, bracing Iggy's hand just before it slipped.
Let me grab you, Iggy.
His grip was made precarious by the cold, wet snow.
Oh. Also, I feel like Kerr could just easily pull them both down with him.
He could see Kerr further down, clinging to Iggy's coat.
You reckless child! What have you done? Luka, listen to me. Hold on tight and use the walkie-talkie to call them back. How, what channel do I use? It doesn't make a damn difference, they're always listening. If you do that, the clipboards will just haul us up and snag us both. The only way you can get out of this is if Kerr's out of the picture. Just let go and save yourself. I'm so sorry, Iggy. I kind of agree with you. If he lets go, we both die. I don't want to die, but seeing the look on your face almost makes it worth it. Hell yeah. Mr. Kerr, you've had a long life. So I must end it. No, but why don't you actually do something selfless and just let go?
Mr. Kerr gasped with insult.
Long life? I'll have you know, I can still play 25. Oh, I bet you do, you prick. You should have heard me sing the part of Phileas Young. This is like not the time to brag.
With a wild look in his eye, Mr. Kerr began to hum a proud melody.
Ba-dum, bum, ba-bum, ba-bi-bum, ba-bum. Wow, can you actually believe this prick? Yeah. It's like, this is not a good defense for you. Oh, but I can hum now.
Luka's hand began to cramp. His voice began to crack.
Kirk, just let go. No can do. If you want to save your friend, you'll have to save me too. Luka, look at me. It's okay. Vocals? Hell yeah. Vocals in our music?
Luka felt Iggy loosen his grasp.
It's like we're entering a boss fight. You aren't going to kill your friend like that, are you?
Every muscle in Luka's body burned.
I'm not his friend. Yes, you are. We cuddled together just a few moments ago. Nah, I'm just a no-good bully. Like you, Kerr. Iggy, no.
Luka felt his hand slipping.
And I told you what you needed to do with bullies. I can't. I mean, I could, but I can't. Not now. Give me like 10 seconds. It's your only way out of this mess. Two birds with one stone. It makes sense for us to fall together. Wackadoo travel in packs.
A calm settled over Iggy's face.
Luka, let me do this.
Iggy's voice was colder than the bitter air billowing from the chasm.
Let me do the right thing for once. Oh man. Luka had no choice. Oh, straight up just yes or no. Ooh. The art for these charms, it does not make sense with what's happening. I will accept with open arms the fact to kill my potential friend, but also the villain. See, I'm already on board with letting go, because Iggy's already accepted it. If Iggy were to get out of this mess anyway, he would be doomed forever as a, half ugly creature thing. So I will accept.
Luka had no choice but to accept Iggy's request.
And if anything, I'm just gonna have to come back.
With a quiet blink, Luka watched a teardrop sail down into the howling void. As his fingers slowly gave up, he met eyes with Iggy.
Good.
The two silhouettes were swallowed by darkness.
Aww. Oh no. That just makes it extra sad. Hell of a goodbye, Iggy. Luka, you should really step back. What? Quickly. Whoa. Curious. Ah, but of course. Those fireworks of Iggy's must have been just the right amount of energy. We should get out of here before perennial harvest arrives. Not until you tell me what just happened. Seriously, what the hell, man? Your friend's sacrifice just saved this town. For a little while, anyway. How? Tempest Laquamine is a peculiar substance. It can change the relationship between matter and time itself. But doing so requires unfathomable energy. In a closed system, that energy only comes from its surroundings. A useful side product of this property being, by adding precisely the correct amount of energy to it, one can create a cryogenic cascade. So the gunk that makes things cold and the fireworks made the whole freeze over? That's one way of putting it, yes. As dumb luck would have it, the fireworks weren't strong enough to generate a runaway reaction. I shudder to think what would happen in that case.
We have some idea what that would look like.
It would take them a good while to safely break through and access the source again. If you all know this stuff, then why haven't you been helping? So that's how Granny was able to create the nuclear fallout in the last session. She knew where the source was, the new source. I'm guessing there's a new source, and she just drew. She threw all her explosive stuff in there, and it created such a huge reaction that froze over the entire town. I have been in my way. Each one of us has our role to play. Iggy's role, it turns out, was to buy us precious time. Mine has been to observe and wait. Wait for what? You. Me? Why? What's my role?
A fierce twinkle flashed in Nat's eyes.
Luka Van Horn. You are going to save the world. Hell yeah.
With a chuckle, Nat turned and walked west. Dumbfounded, Luka followed behind him, trudging through the snow. Every step taking him further away from everyone and everything he knew, and closer to destiny. To be continued in Beacon Pines, Pines Harder.
What? Huh?
Revenge served cold. Second time's a charm?
What is this?
Wait, that's it? This ends with a crummy cliffhanger just when it was getting good? I was even starting to like Iggy. No way. I refuse to be associated with some never-ending parade of sequels.
Yeah, I was also starting to like Iggy. We now have a new potential OTP thing going on.
Let's go back and find something more definitive.
Well, we can do the same thing, and wow, that's a really good art of them. That's amazing. I love the art for these turning points. Beautiful sketches, absolutely beautiful sketches. All right, let's pull them back up.
Luka had no choice but to refuse Iggy's request. He tightened his grip and reached for the walkie-talkie in his pocket. A wild delight crept onto Mr. Kerr's face. That's a good lad. Now, radio for help. Iggy begged Luka with his eyes one last time, but Luka pressed the button and called out.
I'm glad the narrator has confirmed that Kerr's voice is like scumbaggy. He's like, that's a good lad.
We need help. Mr. Kerr is in danger. It wasn't long before they were once again surrounded by clipboards. Mr. Kerr sighed with relieved frustration. There you are. You really are a worthless lot, aren't you? Mirror, now. A clipboard dutifully produced an ornate ivory hand mirror, and Mr. Kerr began preening his tousled hair. Ah, that's better. Mr. Van Horn, I applaud your sharp thinking under duress.
And now we're dead.
I'll put in a good word for you with the founder. Take them away. A swarm of hands overpowered Luka. The last thing he saw before a cloth bag was pulled over his head was the defeated look on Iggy's face. The end.
Yeah.
I think this was one of those times where doing the right thing was the wrong thing.
Yep. Our dad is wrong. Sometimes you gotta kill someone to make things right. Okay, so, so we exhausted all this. So now we can go back. Also, yeah, that was kind of shitty. They could have at least added some art to this and make it seem like it was the right choice. Alright, so we're gonna go back to what I assume is the canon timeline, where it's me, Rollo, and Beck. Luka, Rollo, and Beck we're investigating Grandma's cellar. Found out that she is under some conspiracy crap. We found Tolliver kind of snooping around. We beat him up. We captured him, and now we got to interrogate him. So last time we played good cop, chill cop, which made Tolliver run away and left us here to die. So now we're gonna play good cop, hard cop, and probably kill him.
They'd run the classic good cop, hard cop interrogation. Rollo brandished a steely gaze. I've got this. Read about it 100 times.
So now we're back here.
Rollo swaggered past the chair which propped up the slumping Hiram Tolliver. Without even looking at his captive, he began with a long, blustery drawl.
Well, Mr. Tolliver.
Mr. Tolliver remained motionless. Rollo spun around to face him. He'd clearly expected to rouse Mr. Tolliver with his booming voice.
Mr. Tolliver.
Beck and Luka gave each other an unsure glance.
It's like, what the hell is he doing? I don't know. Just watch.
Rollo slammed his fist on the table.
I said, Mr. Tolliver.
He grabbed the table lamp and beamed it onto the unconscious face. Mr. Tolliver groaned and slowly lifted his head.
Oh, he was unconscious? Oh, whoops.
He recoiled with a muddled, weary squint.
What in the world?
The chair wobbled as he attempted to straighten up.
Who? Who's there?
Mr. Tolliver could only make out rough shapes through the glaring light.
How embarrassing is it that you got jumped by a bunch of kids?
With a gruff tone, Rollo hoped to both conceal his voice and intimidate.
Like a bunch of 6th graders. I'll be asking the questions here, punk. No, hold on. Let's just calm down. Oh, I am calm. Calm as a carrot in dirt. As for you, looks like you're sweating.
The doubtful expression on Beck and Luka's faces transformed into awe.
We could do this my way, or... Well, let's just say, I've never needed another way.
Rollo, hitting his stride, was now channeling every detective trope his memory could recall. He slammed the table again.
Now dance! What? I don't even...
Mr. Tolliver's voice became desperate. He was nearly in tears.
You've tied me down. How on earth could I dance? Dance with your mouth, punk! Spill the beans! What can that mouth do? Wait, actually, never mind. That's not right. I'm a kid. What are you doing poking around this house? I'm here to help Juniper. To make sure everything's ready. Oh, so you're in cahoots with Gran? Gran?
Mr. Tolliver was in a daze, now more confused than ever.
Gonna help her blow up the festival, eh? Blow up the festival? Good lord.
He shook his head,
My
feeling more
God.
and more dizzy.
No, you've got it all wrong. Where is she now? She's headed to the source. Source? What's the source? It's where
His voice faded to a whisper.
the town began. Where it all began. What is Operation Sparkplug?
With that, Mr. Tolliver passed out cold. Rollo swung around with a repentant grimace.
Damn, Rollo. I think you went a little too hard on him. No, it's fine. See, I didn't have to use any weapons yet, so he's fine. But what did he say about the source? It's where the town began? We need more information. Yeah, but we better not push Mr. Tolliver any further. It's like an old man. It's like Flanders, you know? It's like, do you really want to torture Flanders? Yes, I do. Is there anyone else who might know more? What about the History Museum? It just got set up for the festival. Nah, that tent was put up by the Valentines. Everything they do is just a bunch of fluff to glorify themselves. Is there anything more reliable? The library. If there's any information about the source thing, Kato can help us find it. Let's go get some answers. Oh yeah. How you doing, buddy? What's the newest Hank Atomic? Are you gonna spoil me? No spoilers? Oh. Hey, Kato. Dang, this is a nice library. It is a nice library. It's very chill. Thanks. We work hard on it. Hey, aren't you a little too, adorable to be a librarian? Adorable. Oh, Kato hung out here so much, eventually they gave him the set of keys. I just keep an eye on the place for Mrs. Novak sometimes. They've got you working for free? Damn. It's quiet, and I get to access all the books I can read. What more could a person want? Fair enough. What can I do for you all? Hey, we need a favor. Penguin having human hands kind of freaks you out. He does look a little bit freaky. I already told you, Enrolo. I can't put you any higher on the wait list for the next Hank Atomic. And if you're here with more candy, I'll have you know I can't be bought. Call it a personal code of conscience. Actually, we're looking to do some research. Now you're speaking my language. What are you looking for? That's the thing, we sort of don't know. What do you got on the history of the town? There's a county record archives. What's in those? Births, deaths, newspaper clippings, stuff like that. Pretty boring reading. But they do go all the way back to when the town was founded. Okay, great. We'll start there. Oh, that's where they're gonna find out about the perennial harvest stuff.
6 feet under, 3 towns over.
Oh, that's such a great name for a chapter. Ooh.
The kids spent the rest of the afternoon combing through dusty piles of old county records, desperately searching for anything that could help them make sense of Mr. Tolliver's cryptic utterance. Luka tried to shake the thought of Gran's
Ooh,
basement, but his focus wavered.
I feel like a really high point is going to happen. Like a really climatic point.
Explosives, messages hidden in jam, dossiers on various town figures, and a corkboard threaded with photos.
I need to draw. A part of me wants to draw the Charlie Day meme of him like pointing at a corkboard, but instead of him, it's Luka.
Gran was the only family he had left.
No, it would be Rolo.
He still couldn't bring
It'd be
himself to
Rolo.
believe the worst.
Just pointing at this big conspiracy board.
But the old map with the symbol of explosives in town square made that difficult. As the sun began to set, the kids were no closer to the truth.
Because it wouldn't be documented, not by the town. Oh no. Yeah, if I have to read any more records, my eyeballs are gonna pop. But we have to keep digging. If I dig another word, I'm gonna end up in one of these asinine death records. Rollo Carter lived a full and wonderful life. Till he read so much boring crud that his brain oozed out of his ears.
Rollo shut his book with an assertive nod.
If you got a better idea, spit it out. You sound like my sister. Keep pushing your luck, pal. And it won't be boring county records that kill you. I'll put you in the obituaries myself.
Rollo muttered
Damn.
under his breath.
You're a county record. Really? That's the best you got? When I'm done with you, you'll be the footnote of history. Hell yeah. Just like...
Beck slammed her finger down on the open page before glancing down to read.
Just like Jay Hartford here. I'd love to see you try. Hey, guys, hey. We're all a little tired here. Let's just take a minute and...
Something tickled the back of Luka's mind.
Wait, what was that name, Beck? In the obit? Jay Hartford. From the Brookville Tribune 8 years ago. That can't be right. Who it is it? Jade Hartford. That's my grand's name, Juniper Hartford. Maybe there were two J. Hartfords? Mrs. Hartford is survived by her young daughter, E. Hartford. My mom's name is Eleanor. Okay, this is getting creepy. If your grand is 6 feet under 3 towns over, then who am I living with? Whoa!
The question hung in the air.
Are you saying some stranger has been feeding me and giving me hugs and the such? That's crazy. No wonder I can never get fed a proper warm meal. Every meal I've eaten for the past few years has just been pre-made leftovers in the fridge. Probably bought a bunch of bentos, put them in the fridge, and just said, "Oh yeah, I made these for you, if in case you were hungry." All right, gang, gotta close up for the night.
Beck rubbed her eyes.
How late is it? Almost 10. Don't worry about the fact that the sun is just brightly shining through the windows. Don't worry about that. It's 10. Oh crap! It's gonna kill me. I gotta go. Yeah, my parents will be worried sick. Okay, let's meet up as early as we can at the festival tomorrow. Hey, what are you gonna do about the unconscious man in your basement? I'll think of something.
Luka's heart was pounding as he approached the house.
I'm also, like, very nervous. Because he just left them there. Anything could happen. He should not come back to this house anymore.
If he was lucky, Gran, or whoever it was, hadn't gotten back yet. And of course, there was Mr. Tolliver tied up and unconscious in the basement.
Probably starved to death.
Dealing with him would be the first order of business. Luka shook out his arms to calm his nerves before entering.
This is Oh. Okay.
He held perfectly still, tempering his breath, and listened closely. She was asleep. His only hope was that she hadn't found Mr. Tolliver before dozing off.
Can I talk to her? No. I'm scared. I don't want to go downstairs yet. Luka, why is there a hostage in the basement? You left the thing open? Oh, she knows. She knows 100%. How dumb can you kids be to leave that thing open? Of course he's gone. Oh no.
Mr. Tolliver was nowhere to be seen.
Maybe he woke up, escaped from his bindings, left without a trace.
Or maybe Gran knew everything.
What do I do?
Luka's hungry stomach groaned. Not realizing it, he'd gone the entire day without eating.
Okay, I can figure this out. I just need a little brain food.
Luka rushed over to the pile of jam jars, unscrewed one, and shoveled a handful into his mouth.
Oh, that's not jam, that's explosive. I'm afraid your jam delivery will be
He
delayed.
flipped the lid to read the label.
Oh no. Mr. Nuncreed. Okay, now I could think. So if Gran knows we tied up Mr. Tolliver, I'm screwed. If she doesn't know, then I need to play cool. I guess the only option is to go to bed and act as if nothing's wrong. Maybe Gran will think Mr. Tolliver finished what he was sent to do and left when he was done. Okay, I guess that was normal jam. I don't want to go. Granny's gonna be like right in front of the doorway as soon as I get out. Oh god. Oh no, it's worse. Oh, she knows. Gran? Okay, stick to the plan. Just play it cool. Go to bed, play it cool. Play it cool, you're cool, Luka. You're the pull-out king. You could do this.
As Luka climbed the final stair, the emotion of the day dragged heavily on him. With each consecutive step, his legs weakened. His stride began to falter. He tried to grab for the railing to steady himself. Something was wrong.
Oh, yeah, it was. Yeah, it is not jam. Come on, legs. Just a few more steps.
Luka groaned and tried to move. His limbs might as well have been bolted to the ground. Through numb lips, he mumbled just before falling asleep.
Is this him? I went to sleep. And once again, he is dumb enough to leave the basement open still. Sweet boy. What did you get yourself into? Rest now, and let me handle everything.
Chapter 9.
Oh, wow.
A speech to end all speeches. Luka awoke to find himself
She's gonna
face
be the
down
one
in bed.
that's gonna put the bullet in him.
He moaned into his pillow. Why would Gran drug him?
Oh, this was all intentional. Oh, man. This is all planned.
Or rather, why was she trying to drug Mr. Nuncreed?
Oh, that's a good question. Okay, so it wasn't planned.
Shaking the questions from his woozy head, Luka snapped back to the matter at hand.
The festival. Oh, shit. Gotta go save my friends. Actually, before I do that, I know this is very urgent and all, but I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna grab a drink, and I'll be right back in like a minute. See you in a bit, guys. Alright, and I'm back. I got some drinks. I feel a little bit better. Let's keep going. So yeah, oh shit, the festival. Gotta meet up with my friends. I gotta prevent granny terrorism. Oh wait, hold on. There we go. By the way, it's like fairly hot right now because it's like almost summer. I shouldn't have this onesie on. It's a little bit too hot for me. The only thing that's helping is the fact that I have a fan right here. Which is unfortunate because I really like wearing stuff like this, but I can't now because it's gonna get too hot. But I have ordered, I did order some furry ears to clip onto headphones. That's coming in the mail soon, so I'm really excited for that. Where have you been? Gran put something in the jam. Yeah, we know. Secret messages for secret conspirators, I know. No, not this one. The one intended for Mr. Nuncreed. Put me to sleep. Whoa. Oh, sly devil. Whoa, what kind of pose is that? Damn. I think he's trying to remove him from the equation. He might be in danger. Have you found anything? Ugh, we looked around, but we haven't seen anything odd. Your gran is nowhere to be found. But Mr. Nuncreed is just loafing around waiting for the speech. What speech? Mayor Gus just got up to the podium. Everyone's gathering at the stage. Let's get moving. We got. Oh, that's a lot of people.
Augustus Valentine nervously wiped his brow.
So is this thing? Oh man, do we have to like? Do we have to like dive to the podium to save someone? Do we have to like protect the president, kind of thing? Just like do a dive, cool pose. Hello, Beacon Pines. I'm Augustus Valentine, your mayor, and oh, I suppose you already know that. Oh yes, before we get started, I just wanted to take a moment to recognize someone who couldn't be here today. This town wouldn't be where it is today without my father, Sharper Valentine. So I thought we could begin with a round of applause befitting such a great man. Just a pity clap. Yeah, just the one guy going, yeah, ooh. Even that's more than the old codger deserved.
Gus cleared his throat and awkwardly loosened his tie.
Right, where was I?
William Kerr bounded on the stage with the energy of a preacher at a big tent revival.
Oh man, the alligator reminds you of Stella? Yeah, I see it a little bit. The one with the apron, yeah. Gus Valentine, everyone.
He gave Gus a hearty slap on the back and motioned him off the
Gus
stage.
Valentine, you old sly dog, you. Let's hear it for our mayor. Just one guy, woo, yeah! What a great turnout. Aw, heck, I didn't prepare anything. But I suppose I could say a few words. Would be a shame to waste such a beautiful podium.
Mr. Kerr pulled a thick stack of note cards out from his vest.
His smile is very, contagious. What is this? What is this propaganda music? Community, conviction, commitment. These are the things we celebrate at Perennial Harvest. For us, these are the pillars of the bridge to a better tomorrow. That's such a cheesy line. That's a thing they would say like in every car commercial ever. It's like, you are the car. You are the gear that drives the car to the future. This generation is the commitment it needs to pillar the way forward for the future. But I think it's time to add a new pillar. Change. Change is a powerful thing. It's inexorable, unavoidable, and undeniable. And I am dang-gum thankful for it. Change is the reason we're all together today. It is hard for me to believe that it was only 4 years ago when fate brought me here. A simple business trip which brought me to a small town which would change my life forever.
Mr. Kerr took a moment to survey the crowd.
You know what?
He wiped away a single tear.
From the second I set foot in Beacon Pines, something about this place has held me captive. You see, change represents opportunity. It represents potential. It was change that helped me recognize the potential of this place. to see that the people of this town, despite suffering great loss, still held on to the things that made them special.
He thumped the podium to emphasize each word.
Community, conviction, and commitment. Change.
Mr. Kerr nodded confidently, biting his lip. The crowd was silent, in rapt attention.
And fate made a perfect match that day. Nothing is more important to you all than community. And Perennial Harvest is a community first and foremost.
Mr. Kerr methodically made eye contact with each section of the crowd.
The only way you made it through the foul harvest was an unshakable conviction. A conviction that a better tomorrow was just over the horizon. Perennial Harvest was founded on the conviction that we are that horizon. The festival's commitment of our commitment is a symbol of our commitment to each other.
His voice began to build to a crescendo.
And now, walk hand in hand into a future that we will shape together. And that is what change is all about. Grabbing the future by the scruff of the neck, and making things happen. Change is a choice. I am tickled pink that we will be making that choice together. How great is that? Just imagine what we can accomplish. Just absolute scumbag charisma set to 100. Saying a bunch of meaningless mottos. It's like no, shut up, dude. What was that?
The crowd began to look around nervously.
Don't worry, a little thunder isn't going to ruin this day. Everyone remain calm.
Mr. Kerr quickly flicked through his note cards.
Well, where was I? Through all of my travels, I have learned one true thing. One always reaps what they sow. Man, that can't be more truer than now. And that can't be any more truer than in different timelines. We have all planted a lot of good in this town. And so it is with a happy heart that I can proclaim
He raised his hands up to the heavens.
our harvest awaits. And we're dead.
At that moment, a merciless wall of impossibly cold air ripped through the crowd, instantly freezing everyone and everything it touched. For a man like William Kerr, this was a fitting way for things to end. On a stage, with an entire town frozen in rapt attention for the rest of time. The end.
There's that ice again! Whenever I think we're getting close, it comes along and ruins everything! Maybe we should just quit? Maybe you should just close the book, walk away, and never think of me again!
I mean, that's an option.
No, I don't mean that. We got a little closer this time. We just need to try again. Please.
I think I need a new charm. Oh no, we got Sly. I forgot we got Sly. Okay, great. Yeah, so we're gonna try that section again. But we're gonna be a Sly cop. So they run the classic good cop, Sly cop.
They'd run the classic good cop, sly cop interrogation.
I hope this means this will be Beck's chance to do things.
Luka and Rollo ducked behind a barrel.
Yeah! Yeah. We're gonna have to leave it up to Beck to actually get shit done because the two boys, they're nonsensical. Gotta leave the girl to do
Crisp
things right.
snaps. She roused Mr. Tolliver.
What's going on here? You're that Modul girl. Please, call me back. Of course she would be the sly one. Sorry about all this.
Mr. Tolliver looked down and shifted a bit, testing his restraints.
It seems there's been a mix-up. You see, I'm down here for the same reason you are. Juniper sent you here?
Beck caught herself before letting the surprise manifest on her face. She'd already gotten him to reveal his relation to Gran. This was gonna be easy.
You know how Juniper is with her precautions. Operation Sparkplug has us all on edge. I guess she thought you needed some backup. But she sent a child? Oh, that's actually really clever. That's super clever. Making the person think that they already know what you know, so they can give you extra information. What better way to avoid prying eyes, you know? Who would suspect a kid? I suppose that makes sense.
Mr. Tolliver wriggled a bit in his restraints.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Beck quickly removed the ropes.
That had to be uncomfortable. A little, yeah. But you understand. We never know who to trust in this town.
Mr. Tolliver rubbed the growing knot on his forehead.
Very true. So, it turns out we're both here
Beck twirled her hand,
you know...
as if to prompt Mr. Tolliver to finish her thought.
Where we're here to, you know, to do the thing. Yeah, you know. Destroy the evidence.
Beck shook her head and clicked her tongue.
Yep, that's it. Yep. The old gal is nothing if not thorough.
Mr. Tolliver let out an amused huff in agreement.
She sure is. Can't blame her, though. If anyone were to find out that we're going to destroy the source, well, we both know how bad that might be. No one will know anything once I finish cleaning things up down here.
Beck was on a roll now, playing Mr. Tolliver like a fiddle.
Yeah. We're here to kill JFK. Wait, who's JFK? I mean, oh yeah, I hate that guy. Yeah, tell me more about him so I can hate more about him. You're sure you could finish this up on your own? Yeah, Juniper trusted me for a reason. You can leave the rest to me. Oh, good. There's one more loose end I'll go work on. Loose end? Oh, it's nothing really. The other day, I had the radio on scan while restocking the candy shelf. And wouldn't you know it, I intercepted an odd phrase in a perennial harvest transmission. Underground secrets. That's ominous. I think it might be a password, but Jennifer dismissed it. Said it wasn't mission critical. What's the password for? We don't know. So we have a password and nowhere to put it? Well, it's gotta mean something, right? Good thinking. You should probably go work that out. I've got this under control. That's a relief. Hey, between you and me, this basement gives me the willies.
Heading for the stairs, Mr. Tolliver hesitated and turned to Beck with a puzzled look.
Oh?
She grinned and gave him a peppy wave. With a shrug, he continued up the stairs, whistling a jaunty tune.
Damn. Man, Beck, you have speech set to 100 right there. Good job. You guys catch that? Sure did. This whole time, Mr. Tolliver's had a candy shelf, but all he ever sells us is apples.
Beck blinked slowly in disappointment.
The password, Rolo? Well, sure, but when things are back to normal, I'll be having a word with Mr. Tolliver about that candy shelf. Fine. In the meantime, I've got an idea.
She turned to the table and began tearing small scraps of paper.
He said he heard the password on the radio. Any good spy transmission is never what it seems.
Beck marked each scrap of paper and leaned back.
We just need to find the hidden meaning. Okay. What's another word for underground? Buried, covered. Could it be a cover-up? Maybe it's one of those, like, each letter is a number thingies. So, like, U would be, like, 21. N would be 14. D would be, 4, Ooh. It's an anagram. Nun Creed's drugstore. Really?
Luka and Beck looked at Rollo with amazement.
Damn. Good. Rollo, that was incredible. Well, it's either that or Crin's nude drugstore. Yeah, I think you were right the first time. No. It could be, it could be alternatives. We gotta to imagine the alternative. No, we probably not. I'm pretty sure someone has drawn. What is it? Nude drugstore. It exists. But how'd you do that? What could I say? I love ciphers. Well, I guess we know where to go next. That's incredible. Good job, Rollo. Oh, hello. You scared me half to death. Sorry. Hey, you kids haven't seen Mr. Tolliver around, have you? No. No? He's got me waiting around like the last slice of pie. I swear that man would be late to his own funeral. We should probably, get a move on. But first, I'm gonna look cool in front of this bridge. Yeah. Alright, let's go. Oh, before we do that, do we have any more charms we could do for the flashback? We have crooked.
Luka tied a bent nail onto the line. If all you have is a hammer...
I'll make you proud, Pa. I'll find all the secrets. I will get that achievement for you, Pa. I am winning, Dad. It's a photo. It's a photo of you and Uncle Joseph. Let me see that. Huh. Look at those two young fools. How did it end up on the bottom of the pond? Who can say? Some things are just hard to explain. I miss Uncle Joseph. How come he doesn't come fishing with us anymore? He's, busy with his new job at Valentine's. What's a new job got to do with him fishing with us? It's complicated. Like I said, some things are hard to explain. I did it. I caught all the fish. Well, that's quite a haul. Feels like a good time to pack up. Aw, just a little bit longer. If things lasted forever, they might not feel as special, huh? I guess. I don't know, I'm like 5. I'll make you a deal, buckaroo. If you ever feel like you need to talk about anything at all, you just say, "Let's go fishing," and I'll know what you mean. Like a secret password? Yep, top secret. Neat. Cool. We're so chill with Dad. No, I'm good. I'm good, I'm good. Dad's cool. Okay, back to the drama. Isn't the drugstore closed? You're late, Augustus. Sorry, sister. Was caught up with work. Work? You? I had few more details to lock down for the festival. Oh? What do you have to report? What is this insipid town festival really about? I think
Gus looked around nervously.
Mr. Kerr really does want to do something good for the town. He's actually a pretty nice guy. Should spend some time with him. I didn't pull strings installing you as mayor so that you could make friends. Your job is to help me figure out what Kerr and the Perennial Harvest's true intentions are with this town. We have a responsibility. This is our father's town. Was. Excuse me? This was our father's town. He's gone, Eris, and he isn't coming back. Father left us with nothing but problems. Mr. Kerr came here and offered to help us. We accepted that hope. We didn't agree to them turning Father's warehouse into a toxic dumping ground. That was just a temporary. That's such a doormat thing to say when you have to like redefine a bad situation. No, that's not, it's the warehouse is not a toxic hellhole. It's just, a temporary arrangement, The glow could be seen from our damn backyard. They're dumping their nasty little secrets on us. When this all inevitably goes wrong, who do you think will be blamed?
Eris's cry hung in the air.
We have a new choice to make now, sister. This town is going to change, whether we like it or not. Are we going to choose to be part of that future, or be forgotten in the past? It's a shame. Father named you Augustus, but you'll always just be a Gus. Okay. Cool. Good night, Eris. I'll see you at breakfast tomorrow. It's getting late, children. Also, I like how Gus just like shuffled his like feet like really quickly. Like he's such a doormat. It's getting late, children. Okay. All right. Well, I'm just gonna keep going. Oh, I can't sidetrack. Hey, girl. Knowledge, he spat with a sneer. There exists a gulf between knowing something and being able to do a damn thing about it. Huh. I do hate it when the villain makes a good point. Don't we all? Oh, hey.
Solomon stood proudly at the entrance to the drugstore, holding a brown bag overflowing with black licorice.
Hey, Solomon. Hey, we're looking for Mr. Nuncreed. Is he still in there? I'm afraid not. Then where'd you get the candy from? You might say, we have an arrangement.
Solomon shoveled a surprising amount of licorice into his mouth.
Sometimes it's the small pleasures in life. Though we might not always have family to rely on, licorice has never let me down. Ugh, really? You can have like much better things to rely on. You could have like an M&M's or a Snickers, Skittles, Jolly Ranchers. Like you can do a lot more with than licorice. I'm sorry. Well, I can't say licorice would be my first choice, but whatever floats your boat. You could tell a lot about a person by their choice of confection. Would that mean that you, just like that licorice, are just gross and sticky? And I don't know. Licorice sucks, man. Get something better. I like sour gobs. I'm certain you do. I'm sure you do, Rolo. Always wonder why Mr. Nuncreed kept licorice in stock. You must eat enough of it to make it worthwhile. There are many ways to earn loyalty. For some, it's as easy as cold hard cash. You gonna say something about Soiler? Oh, but it was spoilers. Well, he's right, it's locked. There's gotta be more clues. I said we break through the window, says Rolo. Let's see. I can, like, sneak into the back. The answer's gotta be around here somewhere. Hey, have you seen anyone actually use this thing? Well, besides Mr. Nuncreed, no. Oh yeah, he does use it for
Beth
something.
cupped her hands on the glass to peek inside.
That's not a normal phone booth. It's got like a blinky keypad? Why would there be a blinky keypad? It's Kren's nude rug store. I mean, it's underground secrets. The password.
Beck flung open the door, and they all squeezed in.
Watch like 5 hours later, and in the end, it was actually Kren's nude rug store. Oh, is it like a teleporter, or not a teleporter, like a, is it gonna be a trap door that takes us underground? Oh, I love Luka's pose, like, so confident. Alright, let's just see here.
Luka cracked his knuckles and entered the letters into the keypad.
Underground secrets. Sounds like that did something. Great. Now what? I guess we...
The
yeah.
inside of the phone booth dropped loose from its shell. Without even the space to panic, they closed their eyes, held their breath, and accepted their fate. Suddenly, the chaotic descent slowed to an effortless landing. It was unclear where they ended up, but at least it was solid ground.
Oh,
The
man.
air was stagnant and smelled vaguely of chlorine.
I knew it. Huh. You knew there was a secret hub full of strange tubes under the phone booth? Of course I did. Didn't I say that? No. Well, I definitely thought it. So, Luka, do you remember when I said how cool it would be if the trans-dimensional conduits from Hank Atomic issue 12 were real? Rolo, at one point or another, you said that about every technology ever discussed in Hank Atomic. That's why I'm such a good predictor. Rolo, you're great. It looks like each of these has something written on them. We can go back up, right? If we have to. This is not a one-way trip. This suit has a broken mask. Oh shit. So we have found our mystery warehouse creeper? We've at least found their hazmat suit. If it walks like a Nuncreed and talks like a Nuncreed, let's not jump to conclusions. I'm just saying. Mining Operations Alpha? You guys have mines here? Not that I know of. This town's all farms and fertilizer. And a series of tubes. I always says, you can always trust a miner up to the point when they hit gold. Not sure how this wisdom applies. Not sure how that's relevant. That's the thing about Pa. You don't always realize what he means until it's too late. Okay, see, Rolo, we have fought before in a separate timeline, and I said that your pa was an alcoholic. I still mean that. I'm sorry. But I'm glad we're still best friends. Anyway. Perennial Harvest main office. That's where my mom works. What does she do? Science stuff? Is she involved in any of this? We just moved here. How could she be involved? True. Well, you don't know. She's like maybe indirectly involved. Valentine Fertilizer Warehouse. Isn't that where you almost got snatched? Yeah. Why would Perennial Harvest have a tube going into the old Valentine place? This is starting to feel like something big. This is where they can dump all their garbage in here and blame it on Valentine. That's why. That's a lot of buttons. Stand aside, Earthlings. I've read enough Hank Atomic to know my way around sci-fi tech.
Rollo's hands hovered over the field of blinking buttons.
And he just, oh my god, he's just like mashing buttons everywhere. Enemy money. Rollo, what did you do? Nothing. I didn't even mow yet. What was that? Hide. Where? There's nothing but weird tubes down here. Just get back. Sup? Shit. Oh shit. Shit. Awesome. You all need to come with me now. We're not going anywhere with you, you scumbag. Piece of shit. Not until we get some answers. Mr. Underground Secrets. I told them it was an absurd password. But they love anything that makes them feel clever. They, who's they? That's no matter. If I can keep you hidden until after the festival, I might be able to save your skins. We don't care about that. Hold on now. I like my skin. Saul stops now and Uncreed. Also, that doesn't matter because we will all die if nothing happens.
Joseph waited for a moment in silence.
You sound just like him. Who? Walt. You don't get to talk about my dad. You know, your father and I were friends. Back before...
He gestured toward the strange tubes.
Back before this. All of this. That's a lie. It's true. I used to bounce you on my knee. What happened? Same thing that always happens. Reality, complications, life. We were a team, Walt and I. An idealistic doctor and a bright-eyed pharmacist. Both hell-bent on helping folks. Also, I just realized, yeah, he's Luka's uncle. Cause the flashback, he mentions, the dad mentions, hey, yeah, Uncle Joseph had to go away for some reason. So, you were his sidekick? No. We were partners. He helped the patients and I helped him. He helped the patients and I helped him. Yep, total sidekick.
Nuncreed let out a growl of a sigh.
Luka, I need you to know this. I need someone to know this. One day, Sharper Valentine comes to us. He says he's got an opportunity. He's found something he didn't quite understand. And he was willing to pay us both handsomely to help him understand it. And my dad said no. Your father and I both believed in helping people. But the thing I could never get him to understand was, it's a lot easier to help others if you help yourself now and then. Yep, classic sidekick into villain plotline happens every time. Walt loved being righteous, almost more than he loved his family. He was wrong about one thing, though. When he begged me not to take Valentine's offer, he said, Joseph, if a person says yes one time to Sharper Valentine, he'll make sure to keep on saying yes to him until the day he's dead and gone.
He shook his head wistfully.
Sharper's long gone, but he still got me saying yes. Is there a point to the sob story? Not really, no. Just an old man trying to delay what needs doing.
Nuncreed took a menacing step towards the children.
Alright, so we're gonna have to kill him. Let's go, team up. We do it. I tried to keep you safe. I tried to keep you and Juniper out of this. But you forced my hand.
Luka began to laugh.
What? Oh, you really don't know? Oh, bro, I got some news for you. My Grant isn't out of this. She's been scheming right under your nose. Juniper? Yeah, she's like planning on crashing the town's party. She's going to disrupt the festival. Why would she?
The color drained from Nuncreed's face.
How does she know? Oh, he's so mad. He's so absolutely mad. Apparently she knows a lot of things. What? Let's just say that this isn't the only underground lair we've busted into today. You adults have absolutely terrible security. And honestly, hers is way cooler. It had a it had a conspiracy board and everything. She's got maps and explosives and bad attentions, big man.
Nuncreed grabbed Luka by the shoulders.
Whoa.
His eyes were frantic.
Whoa, hey, don't touch me. You need to tell me. You need to tell me what she's going to do right now. She doesn't understand what it is she's messing with. Tell me now. She's in danger, boy. I don't know. She had a map with a mark on the fountain in town square. The fountain? Why would...
A jolt of realization struck Mr. Nuncreed.
She knows about the source. What the heck is the source? If she tries to destroy the source, it could catalyze and... Oh dear God, she's going to freeze us all. You all need to run. Run where? Away. As far away from this town as you can get. Head west and don't look back. Okay, bye. That did not go how I expected. So we're totally following him, right? Totally. Alright, see you on the other side. Deuces. You good? Yep. I love this town. I really... Vex, like, smug face is my favorite thing ever. Yeah, I love this shit so much. Love this town.
Chapter 8. The Cold, Hard Truth.
This game's great.
Beth leapt up, allowing the suction to yank her into the dark. Dimness eclipsed around her like the shutter of a camera as she seemed to cover great distance in mere moments. Her only points of reference were glints of upcoming turns, which approached with frightening speed, only to carom her gracefully along. She heard the tinny, distant echoes of Rollo's glee. Once she stopped fighting against it, the ride was impossibly smooth. Then, all of a sudden, as if minutes had passed in an instant, light blazed into view. A burst of wintry air snuffed across her face, and she was flung out into the cold.
Oh, so that's what the manhole was for. Oh, I see. That was intense. Yeah. I think I might have parted with some fluids in there. Gross. We were behind you, Rollo. Any idea where we are? Somewhere cold. Doesn't look like it got on any of it. Okay, that's good. Thanks. It didn't feel like we traveled that far. So where did it all go? Oh, don't. This place sucks. Why would anyone even want to blow up something out here? Only one way to find out, I suppose. We've got to catch up to Nuncreed. I think he went this way. This looks familiar, yeah. Maybe we can clear off the snow? No time. Nuncreed's getting away. Because we already know. So it's pointless to do it again. Even though we don't know about this town. We don't know what the secret of this is. Okay. This is starting to feel really familiar. Hey, I might not be the most well-versed on all things Beacon Pines, but this does look like some sort of frozen replica of the town. Ah, I got it. It's so obvious now. Mr. Nuncreed is an alien. Oh my god. Rollo, come on. Shut up. Stick with me here. Let me cook. His species can only live in sub-zero temperatures. Oh boy, here we go. The source is their base camp dimension, so naturally they keep it cold. We found it by traveling through these metallic wormholes back there. The final objective, kill us all and shapeshift into a Beacon Pines citizen of their choosing. Honestly, that's like, he's not that far off. He's actually much closer than anyone than they think. He never really had me. But you very much lost me there. You get used to it. We should keep moving. He's kind of very close.
As they rounded the corner to the frozen town square,
oh wow, they're
they
just right there.
Mr. Nuncreed inching cautiously toward a pit at its center. He held his arms out gingerly, as if approaching a beast in the wild. Upon closing the distance, Luka recognized what Nuncreed was after. Gran stood confidently at the edge, one arm outstretched over the abyss. Nearby, a wheelbarrow had been emptied out. She held a lit torch, which flickered in the bitter wind.
Oh wow, she's up. She's just about to do it. Damn. Juniper, I don't know what you think you're doing, but I assure you this is not going to solve anything. If you drop that, you've doomed this whole town.
Oh, it wasn't me who doomed this town. I've been watching you, Joseph. I know what you've done. You and your co-conspirators. Gran? What's happening? Luka, you and your friends need to leave right this moment.
Mr. Nuncreed turned back toward the kids, desperation in his eyes.
Listen to your grandma, Luka. This is between me and Juniper. First of all, if she goes along with this, I'm going to die, no matter what. And two, she's not even my grandma.
Rollo and Beck held steadfast in awe. Luka approached closer. Mr. Nuncreed spun back toward Gran, his voice growing louder.
You've got it all wrong, Juniper. Just hand over the torch. You don't understand what you're doing.
How could I possibly trust you to do the right thing? Walt told me everything. He trusted you and you betrayed that trust. Luka, did you know that this man's entire life is a lie? If it weren't for him, your father might still be alive.
Mr. Nuncreed winced with anguish.
Oh, probably.
His voice hardened.
That's not true.
They both now yelled, not to each other, but at fate itself, making their peace with long-held burdens. The wind howled with encouragement.
Oh man, I feel like we're at the true climax here. Walt was like a brother to me. We just had different ideas about how to effect change.
Very convenient that your way just happened to line your pockets.
Now, that's not fair.
They menaced at each other, both catching their breath. The moment balanced on a knife's edge.
And Luka, it's up to you to make the right choice. Yep.
Amid a blur of emotions and memories, Luka's mind flooded with questions. The wind calmed, as if to give him the stage.
And in stillness, he began to... Oh, wow. I'm gonna hum. We have to get past all the somberness. We have to... Don't worry, be happy.
And in the stillness, he began to hum. After the death of his father, Luka had trouble sleeping. Each night, his mother would sit at the foot of his bed and hum a gentle melody. It was the only thing that could calm his mind, the only thing that, however briefly, could make it all seem okay. That melody pervaded every memory Luka had of his mother. Shivering in the raw snow, he began to hum it out loud.
Aww. Oh, wow.
Gran lowered the torch, listening closely. As recognition slowly set in, her heart sank. Those countless nights of consolation. The incomparable loss they shared together. She let the torch fall to the snow and sizzle out.
Yeah!
A few steps toward Luka was all she could bear before dropping to the snow herself. Through a flood of tears, she began to hum along, note for note. Luka lifted his head in astonishment. The last time he heard that melody, was the last night he saw his mother.
How did you know? I'm so sorry, my little buckaroo. Buckaroo. The only people who call me that are my dad and your mother.
Luka blinked through blurry, watery eyes, trying
Wow.
to see more clearly.
Holy shit, you're the mom, but you got affected by the goo, so you're older.
He could just make out the impression of a familiar face. He peered across the snowscape at the woman on her knees. Something about her was undeniably his mother.
You gotta wake up early. Oh no. Alright, that's fine. Thank you for passing by, Phase. But oh, we're about to be done, I think.
Only smaller, older, changed.
Mom? That's right, buckaroo. Mom!
Luka sprinted as fast as he could toward his mother. They held each other close, and the cold retreated from their bodies.
Eleanor? I thought you were...
Gone? You should have known that I would never abandon my son.
Eleanor looked down at Luka, tightening her embrace in an appeal for forgiveness.
How?
You're a smart man, Joseph. I thought you would have pieced it together by now.
You were exposed. Mom, I don't understand I don't understand any of this. What happened to you? Where did you go? Why did you leave me?
I never left you. I was always right here, Luka.
Why did you lie to me?
It tore me up, Luka. But I did it to keep you safe. I thought that getting answers would help us both move on. But the more I discovered, the more I realized the danger we were in. Until perennial harvest was stopped, it was better if everyone thought I was gone.
You could have trusted me.
These are bad people, Luka. They won't stop until they get what they want. And they don't care who gets hurt in the process. Then, what do? We have to stop them.
Joseph slumped into the cold, wet snow.
They can't be stopped. This is too big. You're supposed to go to bed 30 minutes ago, but just had you. Well, I think I'll almost be done. Probably won't finish it, but I'll probably be almost done for tonight. Sorry for ruining your bedtime.
I tried beating them at their own game. I'm done fighting fire with fire.
For the first time in a long time, her voice felt like her own again.
No more lies. I see now there's a better way to stop perennial harvest. The cold, hard truth.
Luka gazed down at Nuncreed with pity. He looked small. Joseph stared into the snow, as if searching it for answers.
Come on, everyone. We've got a party to crash.
Oh man. I'm still upset that you tried to kill me, both of you. You don't understand. He always wins.
Chapter 9. The Devil You Know.
Oh boy. Alright. I think I'll call it for tonight. Sorry. I was thinking like I was getting so close to the end that I could do it all in one, do it all tonight. But I guess we'll probably finish this tomorrow. I'll come back tomorrow, we'll do this. But yeah, what a great moment. I couldn't have possibly thought Gran was the mom. I thought the Gran was just some random lady. But the random lady was the missing lady the whole time. But yeah, what a great game. I'm not even done, but what a great game. So yeah, we'll finish this tomorrow. I guess I'll come back here. Oh, okay, I see what's happening. So when I switch scenes, the mic just cuts off for a second. I think that's what's happening. I don't know why. I think my PC's trying to process it. Anyway, but yeah, the big conclusion to this we'll do next time. All right. And so you guys take care. You'll have a great rest of your night, and I'll see you guys for more next time. See you guys. Take care. Bye.